Hey, welcome, all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in. Check out your boy, P-Funk, thinking right out here in my lab. In the book, I got a nice little lesson for you there. We're going to talk about our moon, the hidden one, the 3-in-1 God. Let's go. This is going to be fun. Rightisms, 25 rules to live by. Storytelling, story with a message. There's a message in my stories for life. I give life lessons. You tune in and receive them. I appreciate you. We got a good thing going. Let's do what we do. Right thinking mission is to enlighten, inspire, educate, and motivate you, the individual, to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment. Right thinking's way of life through mental and spiritual discipline. Practice daily will help and guide you to obtain your goal of reaching spiritual enlightenment, aka know thyself. My mission is that all right thinkers know thyself. If you're a right thinker, your goal is to know thyself. See where we're going with this? Let's get that together. So I asked the question, do you know you? You win when I'm through, because that's what I do. It's rhetorical, but if you don't have the answer for yourself, tune in. I got you. A person who knows not and knows not that they know not is foolish. Disregard them. A person who knows not and knows that they know not is simple, but you can teach them. That's why I do what I do for you. Appreciate you too. Stay tuned. I got more for you. A person who knows not and believes and thinks that they know is dangerous. Avoid them. I do. A person who knows and knows not that they know is spiritually asleep. I can awaken them under spiritual alarm clock here to wake you up with knowledge of self. Yeah, that's what I do for you. A person who knows and knows that they know is wise. Follow them. All these persons reside in you. Right thinkers, know thyself. And two, Mayat, be true. You see this gesture here? This is the scales of Mayat. But if I was Ptah holding up the heavens from earth, this is his sign right there. That's the god Ptah. He stands between heaven and earth. Now, in the Yoruba tribe, they got a god called Legba, and that's the deal maker, the trickster god they call him. But he's the one who makes the deal at the crossroads, okay? Because they say he walked with a limp. He got the top hat. He cool with the cane. They say he walked with a limp because he got one leg in heaven and one leg in hell down here on earth. So that's a good concept. But the Legba god, I would look for him because I played that game with my man. Long story, but let's talk about Amun, the hidden one, who turned from hidden to seen, which is Ra, and Ptah, which is self-manifested, which is us. We can manifest from what our feeling, a thought, and to utter it into existence. That's what Ptah represents. Heaven and earth, the physical universe, he's in charge of. All right, let's talk about the lesson. Right thinkers, let's talk about the creation story. It involves the Assyrian mysteries, who Asar assumes the role of Khepri and Tim. The three different stories, everybody got their own god. One is with Amun, one is with Ra, and one is with Ptah. Let's break them down for you. We call it the Neburcha. He says, I am the creator of what had come into being, meaning me, one, not let us, no, one, sorry. I get excited. All right, but this, I love this. All right, I am the creator of that which come into being, and I myself came into being under the form of the god they call Khepri. That's a scarab beetle, because the first dawn that comes up, he represents the sunlight, new life from out of nowhere. Seemingly, they just come out full grown, the scarab beetles. But they take care of the dung. Who cleans up all that stuff out there? Scarab. They saw him as very important in the ecosystem. Okay, that's how smart they was. That's how why the dung beetle? Think about it. We come out of shit. Okay. That's what they say. I'm gonna give it to you straight. Alright? We dung beetles. Alright? They lay the eggs right here on Earth and we come out, but we don't come out full grown. We got to grow through life. Alright, but that's my little jokey joke for the day. Alright. But I myself into Kepri, and I came into being from primeval time. I had union. You ready for this? With my hand. Fellas, if you're left-handed, I embrace my shadow in a love embrace. You got 3 different ways you can spin this, and depending on who told the story, what type of dude, what thing you went to the girls. I'm gonna do a late night show. If that was mine, I'd have gave him the X version of it when he didn't take it in his hand, he just straight put it in his mouth. They got a picture of it in the yoga position. Oh, we ain't playing that. He said he ejaculated himself and impregnated himself. That's what he said, but he did it. He told you a different way. I'm telling you the other way. Good stuff. You got to study some of this stuff. This is stories. Remember, y'all read the Bible. Go see my man wanted to ask me. Any one of them books got something in there that you can use. All right, here we go. And he said, I poured seed into my mouth, and I sent forth from myself issue in the form of the gods. We hear the first one is shoe. Some say he spit out shoe and sneezed tough nut, or vice versa. But shoe represents air. In air, what's in air? Consciousness. What do you mean consciousness? My man KRS, Reign Supreme, Knowledge Reign Supreme, my dude, he put it to it this way. I love that. I always use this vernacular because he did a lecture. He said, air ain't just air. We don't just breathe air. No, air is consciousness. And he put it this way. If I stop breathing for 4 minutes, stop taking in air on my mouth, my brain won't freeze, my heart won't stop, but I lose consciousness. So he put it, air, got conscious in it. I said, that's beautiful. That's it couldn't get no better. I like that example. So shoe represents air and consciousness. And tough newt represents what? Moisture, the morning dew, the rainfall from the heaven. Remember, it's 75% water. We don't need water here. We need water coming down to what? Furrows the land that's up, okay? 1/3. And I came into being. He said I was 1, then I became 3. Now, in that state, he created himself from nature to nature. Air, moisture. He's going to work his way down to earth and heaven. And then he's going to work his way through what? Man. From spirit to matter. But before that, as God a Trinity, you have Amun, hidden, Ra, visible, and Ptah, the creator, self-creator. Remember, he uttered himself in existence. We had the power to do that. That's the image that we made in God's image. That let us make man in our image. No, give him the ability to do what we do. Okay, that's the concept for me. And he said, I came into being, right? I formed myself out of the primeval matter, and I formed myself into primeval matter. My name is Asar. From spirit, moist air, dry air, moist air. He was the sun, Ra, put him in there. And then you had earth and heaven. Shu and Geb, which is the earth, the male aspect. And heaven is represented by Nut, the mother of all the gods, because she the one got pregnant by the earth, and she gave birth to the essential what? First spirit in the man, which is Asar, his sister Aset, his brother Set, his sister Nethat. And depending who told the story, she gave birth to 4, sometimes she gave birth to 5. That's Haru, the spirit that's in me and you, full grown. They call him Haru the elder. So Asar is either Haru the big brother or his father. Okay? It's only a myth. It ain't literal. So don't try to figure out who that. No, it's a mythological story. It work out. Trust me, it's the reason. All right? Pay attention. And Asar represents our father, represents God in the flesh. First one to be murdered by his brother, the ego. Okay, long story. But let's talk about Amun. He says, I was alone. What you mean? For the gods and goddesses were not yet born. I had emitted them from myself. Neither Shu or Tough knew. I just told you the first two. He hadn't done that yet, so we'll tell you what happened before time, okay? Meaning, I brought into my own mouth Heka, words of power, to create. He named everything as he saw it. He named it. That's called power, words of power. And I forthwith came into being under the form of things, which created under the form of Kepri. It's the guy with Beetle I tell you about. Right here. A little quick breakdown. I'm about to show you something gonna blow your mind. Okay? But this is the hieroglyphic sign for Nabercha. That's him at the end by himself. Okay, that's him. Then you see Amun. Okay, that's the feather of God. That's the water, Mercury. That's him again sitting. But then you go to Ra. The first sign for God was the sun disk. Okay, and Anu. That's Ra right there. And they all have a purpose. I showed you Ptah, right? What's this? That's earth. That's heaven. Now, you see that? What the hell is that? That's a woman, three-headed woman with a penis. How you gonna explain that to your child? You think, come home, I got two daddies and I got two mommies. You tell them, I got a three-headed woman with a penis and it's rock hard. You got to understand. Sorry about that. Right now, this is a little different fun for me. All right, let's get you back to the lesson. But now to deal with the Nabercha. He gave you all that information. The first one you see here in Nabercha, he represents the all-encompassing. I gave a picture of him right here on the last lesson. Remember him? That's the all-encompassing. He got everything. All right, he repping. But the all-encompassing divinity, that's eternity. He's what they call the absolute. When you die, you go past Amun, the hidden one, or witness, to rest with Nabercha, which we know from the Assyrian myth, which is Asar. You go sit on the throne with him. That's what represents Nabercha. He said, I came in the form of Asar, so we go back to spirit. We're his sons, okay, and certainly his little brother. But Harut is the spirit that's in me and you. It comes from our father, Asar, which comes from the God, the Nabercha. Okay? So, and it says, Amun, the hidden essence of creation, the witnessing consciousness. Right there, that tells you what? He's here. He's here. When you go into that deep sleep, when you just wake up so refreshed, that's where Amun is. Okay? That's him. That's the last phase before the eternal sleep. You're getting prepared, okay? And you feel good, you feel refreshed, but you don't know what the hell happened. Now, if you're a lucid dreamer, you see it through, okay? Try it. Try it. Most of us get scared. Fear will stop the process of the thought in the mind, in the dream world. If you can push through the fear, I done been shot, stabbed, killed in all my dreams, okay? So I can tell you, push through and see what happens. Most of people wake up, they can't go back. Once you break the chain, that's it, okay? But you astral plan and you in somewhere else. All you got to do is ride it out. You're invincible. You're invincible. You are invincible in your dreams. In your mind, you're all that. You are Moon, all right? That's the hidden one. That's what he represents, excuse me. Then you got Ra. That's the physical side of what? There's somebody who put it up there. That's the son of God. God is the one who what? Put it up there. So he ain't the God, he's the son. S-U-N, not S-O-N. And some of y'all misconstrued that one a long time ago. But he represented by a dot in the circle, little man sitting there. He is what? The mind and the senses. Life force of creation. He wanted to hold it together. He's the sustainer, okay? And who's Ra's mind? We get to that next. He has employees, okay? But right now we just dealing with him. And after him, you got my boy, Ptah. He represents heaven and earth. He holds up heaven and secures earth. These passages all point to the fact that while the name of the Supreme Being has changed under different priesthoods, They are merely just different expressions of the same principle. Here we go. Principles, not real, mythological principles, philosophical concepts, and the teachings. That's what they use it for, which even use what? The same wording. Therefore, there is no discontinuity or confusion within the theologies. And everyone got Ra, you got Amun, and you got Ptah. Everybody got their own rep for their own place where the people worship them. Okay, all the same God, just different names and different positions and from priesthood. Like they just said. But more importantly, the last passage reminds us all that the names and the forms are merely outward expressions of the Supreme Being, Nabercha, in its physical manifestation. That's what creation is. It's the physical aspect of God. He's showing you himself to what? Time and space and his creation, which is us. Nabercha, who signifies the all-encompassing, the Trinity and the manifestation. Being is the source of, I told you, the Trinity of God. Nabercha includes all male and female aspects. The Trinity and is therefore to be understood as what? Androgynous. And in y'all lingo, bisexual. Go both ways. I did that, but not for the LGBT, but yeah, I got that name, bisexual. That's a man who do you and let you do him. I ain't bisexual. And the androgynous, meaning he go both ways. And the primeval waters. Where you at? I which arose. He's saying, I which arose all names and forms, all God and goddesses in creation. One person did it all. He's telling you that. He's been saying, he continues to say that. In three different aspects, it's still him doing it all. I'm getting to the three-headed lady now. You ready? But the other important, in our ancient Egyptian, if there was a male, from the time he started, he tell you by himself, after that, everything came in pairs. My girl, my yacht. He stands on duality. There can't be a choice, okay, without two things. There's one thing, ain't no choice. If before he said, let there be light, we was what? In the dark. So who came first? Darkness or light? What's faster than light? Darkness. It's there first. Okay, we in the dark first. Hey, I'm just breaking it down for you. Hope you can understand it. Symbolic and philosophical concept. It just makes sense. It's nature. Who more? Sun don't get no more burned than the darkness. The darkness is represented by Apophis or Apep. He wants to keep the sun in darkness. So the sun got to fight with him for 12 hours. That's why you see him at night. He got the whole crew with him. In the daytime, because he got to go through 12 hours of a pop's nonsense. He stopped and checked on his boy Asar. Good story again. But he come out, shine like new money every morning. But guess what? They brothers from the same mother. Neither one of them can be destroyed or killed. He cut off Apophis' head every morning. And when he come back that night, Apophis right back there waiting for him. Sound familiar? Whenever you see the devil and God fighting, they equal. They're equal. They're equal. Just want to make that clear to you. Why? Without that, you have a choice. He tell you, I'm one. But after that, you got a choice. Moving on. He is all, so he ain't got to make no choices. All right, moving on. Where that? Now, okay, the more important part. Sorry about that. I said I get the tangent. I get the storytelling. I just start going. Sorry about that. Get to the lesson. I'm gonna wrap it up for you. But the other important part of this passage is Asar states that he brought himself and thereby into creation, into being by just what? Uttering his own name. Asar. The idea of the primeval utterance of words, which emerges out of what? The hidden, reigns of existence and into the realm of what? Time and space. Until he put Ra in there, nothing was going on. The Big Bang was that damn thing lighting up everything. See where I'm going with that? Ooh, I like that. I'm doing my thing. Look, I ain't nailed the galaxy by no shot, but I know my stuff a little bit. All right. All right, where we at? In the realm of time and space, that's when it began. And it took up here by the priest of Asar. Now, let's talk about this three-headed woman with the penis. You ever see anything like that? Oh, it got wings. Yeah, okay. And it got crowns. Each one of them got a crown on their head, though. They bad girls. Let me break it down for you right quick. It says, Sekhmet, Bastet, and Ra. Sekhmet is represented by, we call Sekhem, okay? That's the female force of Ra, okay? Of Ptah. This one, she married with Ptah. But she's the essence of power, okay? The force, nature. Bastet. That's the female version, again, of power. When he sent his daughter down to do work, Hathor, she came in the form of a lion and did plenty of work. And Ra, meaning she's also divinity, God. She is the union of Mut, the mother. She's the vulture. Lioness, Sekhmet, the human female with the wings. Two plumes, they represent Aset and Nefet. And she also has a male phallus. Okay? Mut, which represents the vulture. When you see the vulture and the serpent, that's the great mother. All right? And you got Sekhmet, she represented by the lion here. Bas, she turns into a regular cat after she do her thing. All right? But the two plumes on one of the head represents Aset and Nefet. An important, what's this? But less known form of the ancient Egyptian goddess is known as, you ready? Sekhmet Basra. Sekhmet Basra is a composite, 3-in-1. See that 3 number again? Depiction of the goddess, all encompassing, okay? And all the attributes of the goddesses as well as the attributes of God. This is a recognition of what? That all things in creation are not absolutely female or male. It's a connection, a combination of both. So if I'm a male and I start thinking I'm a female, that's a psychological problem. It ain't a hormonal problem. No, it's just you using female aspects and vice versa with the male. But we don't treat that as a psychological problem. That's what it really is. All right, I see the clock. Let me wrap this up. All of creation, okay, it's male and female. I mean, you can't have one without the other. The yin and yang, so to speak, night and day. It's always that way. All of creation is what we call a combination of what? Male and female elements. Therefore, since creation is androgynous, and it is, so too divinity and the human soul that's inside man and woman are also what? Androgynous. Watch this. Stay with me. What you mean? I thought women... No, wait a minute. Listen. This understanding is reflected by the following instruction from Aset to her son, Haru. From the Assyrian resurrection, she explains to him, sex is a thing of bodies, not of souls. So our spirit ain't male or female. It's the physical body that'll dictate that. That's the concept. That's the lesson. I see a little time, but I'm about to bring back what? The mystical creation myth. It's going to be fun. I'm about to show you some more pictures, some good stuff. I'll break it down for you as we go. Right, thinkers? Hope you enjoyed the lesson. In closing, may you all live to be 100. Me, 100 minus a day. So I never know that my right thinkers who really understand the virtue of 3-in-1 God have passed away.